This is the first video in a multi-part series where we talk about a demo application that we've put together called the Virtual Insurance Agent. The Virtual Insurance Agent is an application running on IBM Bluemix. IBM Bluemix is IBM's platform as a service offering, and it provides a wide variety of services that you can use to build cloud applications. And what we're going to see throughout these videos is a number of these services being used to construct this application we call the Virtual Insurance Agent. So the Virtual Insurance Agent is a very special application in that not only does it use a wide variety of services that are available to you on IBM Bluemix, we're also going to be able to access and work with data that come from traditional systems of record, such as IBM ZOS. And in this particular demo application, we're going to show you how you actually can connect to a COBOL application running on IBM ZOS, and that COBOL application in turn accesses a DB2 database. And throughout this demo application, we're going to be accessing data in real time from that DB2 database. Now, all the data we're going to show you here is all mocked up, so none of it is real. And we have approximately 10,000 automobile insurance claims that we've got stored in our DB2 database. And then what we're going to do here in the application is access that data in real time and show you how we can use some of the Watson services that are available to you on Bluemix to supplement the data that's coming back from the mainframe. Now what we're going to do is walk you through the application just to get familiar with how it works. And then in later videos, we'll actually take a look at the details of some of the services that we used behind the scenes and actually how we connected to the mainframe environment to get data out of DB2 via something called ZOS Connect. So one of the first services that we're going to make use of is something called Watson Conversation. And Watson Conversation allows us to interact in natural language text through a conversational bot. So I've gone ahead and built a conversational bot for this application, and we can actually just type in requests, and then those requests will get executed by our application. We also are going to make use of another service called speech to text, and that's another Watson service. So we can actually just speak in simple English here what we'd like to do. So let's give that a try. Get the status of my claim. So let's go ahead and do that. Now it's asking for a policy number. Let me go ahead and grab a policy number here very quickly. Let me just go ahead and drop that in. So now that we've entered in that policy number, what's actually happened is we've called into one of our APIs that we've put together, and we'll talk about how we did that later. And that API actually calls into the mainframe environment and accesses our policy information. So here you can see it's brought up that policy information, displayed that right here in the user interface for us. If we continue to scroll down here, we can expand the claims section, and let's see what the status of the claim is that the person's asking about. Well, you can see that claim has come in, it's been received, but it actually hasn't started working its way through the process yet. So what we'll do in a few moments is kind of walk you through a typical kind of workflow for that claim, and we'll kind of see how that changes over time. But a few other items to quickly point out here. We're also making use of our new weather data service on Bluemix, and here you could see there's a weather alert in that area. And what we did was we used the policyholder's geolocation coordinates, and then we reached out to the IBM weather data service, and then we're able to retrieve some weather alerts. So it looks like there's a weather alert there is occurring right now. And if we scroll down a little bit more here, we can see we've embedded a Google map in there just to show where the policyholder is located. And just one other item I quickly want to point out here is we have another section here at the bottom. Let me just kind of minimize claims. We have a section here called offers. And what we do is we analyze that policy in real time, and we use another technology called IBM OpenWhisk, which is IBM's serverless computing environment or event-driven compute. And what we're able to do is analyze in real time that policy information and supplement our API that returned not only our policy information, but we can also return additional data as well without having to modify our back-end system. So we didn't go in and modify our COBOL application to add that additional information. We determined that all on the fly right here in OpenWhisk. So now that we've actually shown you the policy information, we can see here that the claim hasn't quite started being processed. Let's switch to another application that enables us to kind of work through the payment of a particular claim. So here we have our claim payment system, and you can imagine this is an application that's going to be used by the insurance company to process their claims. So let's go ahead and drop the policy number in there, and then we'll start to work through the handling of that claim. So let's click on Find Claim, and here you can see that found the claim, and we're displaying that information there. Now you'll notice we just got an alert message here. So what we've also done in this application is made use of a third-party service called Twilio. And you can imagine that the customer, having received that notification, now sees that their claim was received, and it's going to start getting processed. So we automatically sent that notification out. Now what we've also done behind the scenes, and we didn't talk about this earlier, is we're making use of another service called Blockchain. And Blockchain is IBM's hyperledger system, and it allows us to record transactions, and those are going to be available for others to see. So you can imagine a number of parties participating in a hyperledger so that we could handle claim payments more efficiently and understand the state of a particular claim at any point in time. And we're going to see some of the details about blockchain in some other videos. But nonetheless, you can see we've notified the customer that their claim has been received. So let's continue down here. Now let's suppose an adjuster gets assigned. What we can do here is now select an adjuster. So let's pick Sarah Allen. She's going to be the adjuster for this claim. And then we assign the adjuster. And once again, what we've done here is we've recorded that information, and we're also actually updating our blockchain environment so that that transaction or that change in that claim is actually starting to get processed. And then if we kind of scroll down a little bit here, you can see here the history of what is happening. So here the claim was received by Acme Insurance, and Sarah Allen has been assigned as the adjuster. And then ultimately at some point in time, that claim needs to be paid. And once again, here we can pick the payment type. So maybe in this particular case, we're going to send payment directly to a repair facility. So we can go ahead and select repair facility. Let's say it's AutoNation. And then we can assign them as the payee. And then what happens here, once again, behind the scenes is we send notifications. So here you can see we got a notification that the claim has now been paid. We've recorded that out in blockchain, so we're able to record the state of that transaction. And if once again, if we expand the history here, you can see what's happening in the claim. And if we switch back to the customer view, if we now come back here and try to get the status of that claim again, we can just type that in, find my claim. Let's put that policy number in again. And let's expand the claim section. And here you can see that history has been updated, and this is all being read out of the blockchain environment. So you can see that claim was paid, and we know the various states that claim kind of transition through. So that's it for the first video, just to kind of briefly show you how the whole application works and some of the services that we've used. Later in other videos, we'll talk about the details of some of the services that we mentioned and drill down in a little bit more detail so you get a better sense of how they're used in concert.